Hello, my dear students. Welcome to ICS Mahesh PU College, Dharwad. In this session, we are learning the continued part of electrochemistry, secondary cells. In the last session, we have learned primary cells and the examples. Here, we are learning the secondary cells and the examples like nickel cadmium cell and lead storage cell. Without any delay, let us go for the topic. Myself, Jairaj Hegde. This is a nickel cadmium cell. We already know what is secondary cells, which can be reused and recharged and which can be used again and again. One of the best example is nickel cadmium cell. Let us try to understand what is exactly nickel cadmium cell and the reaction what is happening here. It is also a dry cell. It is similar to Leclanché cell, but here Leclanché cell was a primary cell which can be used only once. It is a use and throw type, but here it can be reused again and again. This is what a nickel cadmium cell looks like. It is this, the outer part is exactly similar. A positive plate is there and a sub-negative plate will be there, and the positive plate and the negative plates are separated by a separator. A positive plate which acts as cathode and the negative plate which acts as anode. The reaction is pretty simple. Since the entire reaction and the working is very much complex, we are not going in detail. We are just looking for the overall reaction of nickel cadmium cell. See here what exactly happens. The cadmium, it is undergoing to cadmium 2 plus. Cadmium is undergoing oxidation, so that's why cadmium part acts as anode. The one which is undergoing oxidation, cadmium acts as anode. It is undergoing 2 electron change. Similarly, the nickel hydroxide which is there, here the oxidation state of nickel is +3. The nickel is undergoing reduction to form nickel +2. It is undergoing 1 electron change. Here it is undergoing reduction, so that's why nickel or hydroxide portion acts as cathode. Here cadmium cell acts as anode and the nickel hydroxide acts as cathode. This is the overall reaction which is exactly happens in the nickel cadmium cell. If we supply the electricity, the entire reaction can be reversed. That's why this is a typical secondary cell. This can be used, the substitution of whatever the cell we use, Leclanché cell, we can use it as a substituent for that. Let's go for the other cell, lead accumulator or lead storage cell. This cell is a typical example of wet cell, secondary wet cell. Here what exactly happens, in terms of size it is quite huge. It is not as handy as nickel cadmium cell. It is very huge. This is a 38% H2SO4, concentrated H2SO4, and this H2SO4 contains plates of anode and cathode. The anode is lead, Pb. These are whatever the pale pink color plates, what you can see over here. These all are fluffy, spongy lead sheets. These are nothing but lead sheets, Pb, which is acting as anode, negatively charged electrode, and the cathode is lead oxide electrode. Here we even have lead and the fluffy lead, inside the fluffy lead plate a lead oxide is deposited. The positive plates are grids by, the positive plates are filled with lead oxide. The red portion what you can see is cathode and the negative portion or the pale pink portion are anode. And the anode, in the anodic reaction the typical cell is lead. Here in the cathodic reaction lead oxide is a typical reactor where the sulfuric acid, it acts as a electrolyte. See, the entire solution contains H plus and SO4 2 minus. They are responsible for the conduction of electricity. Exactly what happens? The anode Pb undergoes oxidation to form Pb2 plus by leaving 2 electrons. So that's why these plates are electron rich. They are electron rich in series. Similarly, PbO2 that actually forms PbSO4 Pb2 plus. Similarly, PbO2, it comes to the solution and the PbO2 undergoes reduction. PbO2 undergoes reduction and forms PbSO4. Here also it undergoes to a same product Pb to PbSO4. Here also it undergoes the same product PbO2, Pb plus 4 to PbSO4. Here the oxidation is taking place. Here the reduction is taking place. Let us try to understand what are the anodic and cathodic reactions. Anodic reaction, as I have already told you, lead, it undergoes oxidation to form lead 2 plus Pb2 plus by giving 2 electron, making the plate electron rich. Here the Pb2 plus reacts with SO4 2 minus present in the solution to form PbSO4. This is the oxidation process. The overall reaction is Pb plus SO4 2 minus gives PbSO4 plus 2 electron. Similarly, the cathodic reaction, PbO2 is responsible. PbO2 undergoes a reduction by accepting 2 electron in the presence of acidic medium and forms Pb2 plus and 2H2O. Whatever the Pb2 plus is there, it reacts with SO4 2 minus to form PbSO4. Here also the oxidation state of lead is converting from plus 4 to plus 2. Here 0 to plus 2 oxidation. Here plus 4 to plus 2 reduction. The overall reaction is PbO2 plus 2 electron plus SO4 2 minus plus 4H plus gives PbSO4 plus 2H2O. In both the cases it is very important. The product is PbSO4, lead sulfate. Let us calculate the overall reaction. Overall reaction is Pb plus PbO2 plus 2H2SO4. Here 4H plus and 2SO4 2 minus. Here it is 1 SO4 2 minus. Here is 1 SO4 2 minus. Totally 2 SO4 2 minus 2 H2SO4 gives 2 PbSO4 1 and 2. 2 PbSO4 plus 2 H2O. This is what the overall reaction. But the reaction will not happen continuously unless and until its voltage starts decreasing, and when its voltage decreases to 0, we call it as a cell is dead, or the cell stops working. Whenever the cell is stopped working, we need to do recharging. How we can recharge it? We should have to supply the reverse current. Oppositely, we should have to supply more amount of electricity in order to reverse this reaction. Let us try to understand what is the reaction of discharging. It is quite important for competitive. Anodic reaction and cathodic reaction, overall reaction, it is very important for competitive as discharge reaction. Let us try to understand recharging reaction. What reaction happens? The reaction is exactly opposite. Of course, this is not there in the syllabus, but it is important for competitive. If we supply the electricity through external electrode, DC electricity through external electrode, then what happens? The reaction exactly reverse. The cathodic reaction, PbSO4 plus 2H2O will form again PbO2. PbO2 is again formed with 2 electron and SO4 2 minus and H plus. The PbO2 will be generated. Here at the cathode, what exactly happens? As I am doing the reverse of the reaction, here it is undergoing oxidation. In cathode, actually reduction shall have to take place, but if you supply electricity reverse to that, that's why here it has undergone oxidation. And at anode, the reverse of that reaction, PbSO4 plus 2 electron will gives Pb plus SO4 2 minus. At anode, the opposite of oxidation should have to take place. Here, that's why reduction will take place. and forms Pb. Again it will become Pb bar PbO2 cell. The overall reaction is Pb2 PbSO4 plus 2H2O gives Pb plus PbO2 plus H2SO4. But the problem with these type of electrodes is its size, and it is wet electrode, so that's why there would be a leakage of sulfuric acid and etc. That's why nickel cadmium cell is more convenient, but it also have its own drawback. Nickel cadmium cell has memory charging issue. That is a problem when we face using nickel cadmium cell. That completes the cells. Here PbSO4 will get converted into PbO2, and the H2SO4 whatever is there which is consumed during the charging, it again regenerated. Then where we use these kind of cells, where exactly we use it? See, these are actually present in our car battery and bike battery. This lead storage cells are actually present in car battery and bike battery. Somewhere we have seen that distilled water is empty, we should have to add distilled water. It is not actually distilled water, it is dilute sulfuric acid which is acting as electrolyte. Thank you and have a nice time. Please share and support. Kindly subscribe. Thank you.